is up, nerds? Today I'm going to go over some things that were announced at the Summer Summit. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get all my future videos and guides. Your support means the world to me, and I appreciate every subscription, every like, every comment, everything you guys do, so please keep it up and I'll be giving you more and more content in the future. But let's dive right into the video. Varlamore, the Rising Darkness, according to the summit video, is going to be, quote, darker and gritty. There will be some new quests, some new skilling methods, and new bosses too. One new boss is going to be a group skilling boss called Huey Codal, or Huey for short. It will be aimed at mid-level players and will be soloable, though it will be recommended to do it in groups due to some of the mechanics of the boss. This boss will be able to be fought with as many as 20 people, so it should attract many friends and clans alike. Some of the rewards from the boss will be the Tome of Earth, the Dragon Hunter Ward, the new range set, and of course, a new pet. Huey will also apparently drop a new seed for a herb that will be used for prayer regen potions, which I'm not sure how I feel about, honestly. In my opinion, that will kind of change the game a whole lot and make prayer pots and even super restorers obsolete in some cases, but that's a discussion for another day. One of the new quests will be a new murder mystery quest where you get a cosmetic butler outfit with a mask and a tray and glass that makes you stand like a butler. Not gonna lie, that sounded kinda lame to me, but I'm sure it's going to be an easy little side quest to do. The Rising Darkness will also bring a new herb lore activity, Mastering Mixology. You essentially use unused herbs and potions to create new ones. It unlocks a thing called the pre-pot device, which allows you to drink all your pre-pot potions at once, saving you time pre-potting before going to do an activity or boss, which is kinda cool. One thing that really excited me about this was the potion storage area of the bank. You can finally save some space in the bank with all those damn pots. You'll be able to buy a new secondary ingredient for a new potion that allows monsters to be aggressive towards you for a certain amount of time, which would be good for some AFK melee training early on in your account. The Alchemist Goggles will be able to be bought and gives you a chance to save secondary ingredients when making potions, as well as the Alchemist set, which will just be a cosmetic herb lore set. Lame. Alongside the potion storage, you'll also be able to get a secondary pouch, which will store all secondary items used for herb lore, which again is going to clear so much bank space and clutter in my bank personally. Some of you may have seen my bank in other videos, and well, let's just say it needs a makeover. Another quest will be added called Heart of Darkness with a new boss at the end. I would suspect it will be a repeatable boss and a stronger variant post-quest. Lastly, there will be a new low-intensity agility training method made for mid to high level agility doers. You'll be able to unlock a pretty cool looking Varlamore, graceful recolor, as well as a transmog for your pet squirrel if you've been lucky enough to get one. I'm still waiting. Overall, Rising Darkness looked pretty promising, but we will just have to wait and see how everything turns out. Now let's get into the OSRS HD, the plugin API, and mobile UI updates. They're still working on the HD alpha right now. They will continue working on it over the next few months. Some of the key features will be extended world drawing, allowing you to see and click further out in the game, eliminating more loading while running around in the game. They are also updating the way the water looks, which looks really nice, but I'm also a little afraid of losing that old school feel with the water, but it is something they kind of have to do when introducing sailing. They're still enhancing the HD and SD performance on PC and Mac and working on mobile, though they did note that mobile will take a little more time just due to the fact that how many different phones are out there and continue to be released. The next update for HD will be early 2025. As for the plugin API, it will be in the hands of the community sooner than later and will be just like RuneLite. It was said that when it does come out, there will be a handful of useful plugins that many use ready to go. They're focusing on security and making sure botters aren't able to abuse the API, which is a good thing. I think Jagex as a whole has done a pretty good job as of late with the whole botting situation, and it has shown with the prices of many items going up, making a lot of bosses doable again. Mobile may be able to use the API as well, but I'm sure that will take a lot of time, but promising for mobile players who wish something like RuneLite existed for mobile. And speaking of mobile, the new mobile UI will be launching officially on October 9th, so about a month away from this video. Tile markers, NPC highlights, and high scores will be added, as well as menu entry swapper, which is huge for mobile users. Of course, I have gotten 99 in most things I would have needed it for, but still a huge win for mobile. And I'm sure that's just the beginning. I'm excited to try and use the new UI when it's final, though I'm sure it's going to take some time getting accustomed to, having played on the old mobile pretty much since beta. Overall, all these updates look pretty exciting, and I can't wait to see how it all looks and feels when they finally get released. Next up was Wrathmaw. Wrathmaw will be a new wildy boss who spawns 3 times a day in 5 different worlds. Its heal pool will be in the tens of thousands and it has a chance to spawn practically anywhere within the wildy, including single-way combat or multi-combat areas. Its attacks will be pretty obvious and easy to avoid and will have a participation reward system. If you get the low tier damage bracket, you will be players 60 through 31. Medium will be 30 through 11, high will be 10 through 2, and the number 1 player with the most damage will be MVP and get the most rewards from Wrathmaw. Wrathmaw will reward players with his teeth, which can be turned in for items or ether. You'll either get 1 tooth for low, 4 for medium, 10 for high, or 20 for MVP. Teeth will be worth about 2k ether per tooth. The amplified items are the Armor God Sword, which will go from 2 to 3 times accuracy, and its tick will be reduced from 6 to 5 after spec. The Dark Bow can be amplified and goes from 9 ticks to 6 ticks attack speed, or 5 while on rapid. It removes the cap on spec. The Volatile Staff is the last item that can be amplified, and its accuracy increases from 50 to 150%, and attack rate is reduced by 1 after the spec. To amplify the weapons, it will cost 1,000 teeth. Overall, not sure how I feel about enhancing weapons with this boss. You can also combine the Tome of Fire and Mage's Book into one, making it have 18% accuracy bonus, 2% magic damage boost, and the effects of the Tome of Fire. Additionally, you can combine all the ward shields from the wildy into one, making a Trinity Ward, which is a Tribid shield. Lastly, you can also use the teeth to buy items in the wildy, such as the Amulet of Wrath, which has the stats of a glory and does 15% more damage to Wrathmaw, and will have a check option to locate where Wrathmaw is if it is spawned. It needs to be charged with ether, and teeth can be broken down into about 2k ether per tooth if needed. You can also buy a new telly tab that lets you telly anywhere in the wildy, even past 30, but has a 5-second delay when using it, so someone or something can still attack you, and you have to be out of combat for at least 20 seconds. Actually, don't mind this tab, as I don't think it's a big change given the stipulations that come with using it. 1 tooth will buy you 5 tabs each. Blighted Cerebrews will also be added, which I can't believe it hasn't been added already, honestly. Overall, I'm not sure I really like this update at all. I don't really see much of a point. I guess they're trying to get more willy action, but combining items and enhancing weapons all from what seems to be a fairly simple and easy to kill boss just seems overkill to me. If anything, they should just have this boss have the drop table of like all the wildy bosses or something. Have it all combined into one. I don't know. I've seen not many people were thrilled when hearing about this boss, so I'm eager to see how they respond. And when I say they, I mean Jagex. Next, we had Project Zanaris, which definitely got mixed reviews from the community. It's essentially private servers that people can make for the game. You can host or join a server, and whoever creates it creates the rules and stipulations of the game. I'm not sure how I feel about this one either. It just seems like it will divide the community and take away people from the actual game. I get it, it looks fun to be able to kill Zulk with a bronze dagger or run around with super speed, but is there really a point to this? We already have leagues, which alters things a bit, but it's still somewhat tied to the main game itself. Overall, I'm personally not a fan of this, and if anything, Jagex themselves should just make a couple private servers or something if they really want to do this, but of course, this is just my opinion. The Summer Summit also included an update to the banking system, collection log, and player-owned house personalization. A secondary interface called the Collection Summary Interface will show the 12 newest collection log items. There will also be a collection log ranking system, just like the combat achievements. As you go up tiers, you will get cosmetic staff and offhand book. You'll also be able to view and resize your collection log window, even while running or attacking or being attacked by things. Additionally, it was shown that sub-menus will be added, which will be especially handy for teleporting via jewelry or using a max cape. It essentially allows you to view tele options without having to rub your jewelry, making tellying via these methods easier and quicker. Deposit boxes and banking is getting a bit of a makeover too. Deposit boxes will now be easier when trying to deposit items or items worn. When clicking on an item and then a deposit box, it will deposit all of those items that you selected, rather than asking how many of that item you want to deposit. You'll also have the ability to lock items in your inventory, eliminating the need to use bank fillers and figure out how many spaces you need, etc. Lastly, they said they will be adding more POH customization, but honestly, y'all see my house. I don't care about that shit. But if you do, congrats, they're adding more stuff for you. Hooray. Not too much was said about the Varlamore The Final Dawn. It was said to have 3 new areas, the Tlati Rainforest, the Auburn Valley, and Custodia Pass. All mainland Varlamore will be unlocked when this expansion comes out. There will be multiple new quests as well as a master quest called The Final Dawn. It will introduce RuneScape's first ever enrage boss, Doom of Machiatl. It will be a low intensity boss, and when you kill it, you can take your loot or you can stay and fight a slightly stronger version of the boss. You can continue to do so, but after every kill, the boss will get harder and harder. There will be a new Slayer dungeon, as well as a couple new bosses such as the Crab boss and Fire and Ice Giant boss to match the Hill and Moss Giant bosses respectively. Lastly, they will introduce a new fletching method which includes recycling old bows and making them into totems to please the gods. Again, there wasn't a ton of info about this expansion, but it seems pretty cool, and I like them adding the bosses and making a new fletching method, as there aren't really many ways to go about training fletching as the game currently stands. Lastly, we got Leagues 5, baby. Leagues 5 Raging Echoes. I was honestly pretty surprised about this one, but pumped that they announced it. Again, don't know much about it, but combat mastery is tied with the relics. Also, each area will now feature 1 or 2 enhanced bosses, who will also have enhanced looting tables, which sounds really cool. They will also have slightly different mechanics as well. Leagues 5 Raging Echoes will drop in November, and I literally can't wait to learn more about it. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really excited for Leagues. I'm pretty excited for some of the Varlamore updates. It remains to be seen on some of the smaller stuff like the prayer regen pots and stuff like that. The Wildy boss, that's a big one. Project Zanaris will be one to kind of keep an eye on, but yeah, I mean, you guys can vote on everything, so make sure you go to the polling booth and vote on whatever you want, whatever you think will be best for the game, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Every single like and subscribe and comment from you guys means the world to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. So until next time, nerds, peace.